Hello and welcome to this edition of Peak Life. I'm Elizabeth Vaughn, and today I have with me Jason Brown, Public Information Coordinator for the Public Works Department. Thanks for being here, Jason.
Of course, Liz. Thanks for having me.
So we all know that firefighters, police officers, EMS, we consider them first responders. They are first on the scene when we need them most. But there's another group of folks in the city who really need to be considered first responders, and that's the Public Works Department.
Absolutely.
Tell me more about this.
Public works responders, those first responders, they are the backbone of our city. They're the individuals, those professionals, engineers, specialists, technicians, who are out there at a moment's notice to keep infrastructure, vital parts of the city open and functioning, ready for business, and keeping the citizens comfortable. And obviously, it's important to consider, the life-saving work that public safety officials like police, fire, and EMS perform every day, putting their lives at risk to save others. But it's also important to remember those unsung heroes in public works who are responsible for keeping the infrastructure, for keeping the city moving in the background. And in the event of an emergency, it's something that I think a lot of people kind of take for granted. You think about an emergency like snow or natural disasters, think of trees, flooding. There are situations where public safety responders can't even get to the scene to help people without public works first responders on scene first to clear the way.
Right.
So this initiative, which was started by the American Public Works Association, is a way to educate the public and inform them of the vital role that public works professionals play in emergency response scenarios.
So let's get into some of those scenarios. So we know really the main things that we deal with here are weather emergencies, either snow in the winter or hurricanes or flooding in the summer, or really year round for flooding. So tell me how Public Works Department responds when we have issues like this. We've got trees down, or we've got ice, or we've got snow. How do they respond in order to pave the way for first responders?
Just like public safety would stand up a team of individuals who would respond to an event like that, whether it's snow or whether it's hurricanes or other kinds of natural disasters like tornadoes or even man-made incidents. It's not, relegated
Sure.
solely to weather. In any situation that's going to severely impact safety, travel, infrastructure throughout the city, Public Works sets up what's called an EOC. It's an Emergency Operations Center. And they work alongside public safety professionals and individuals from other parts of the local government and state government in some situations to plan how to approach and resolve situations. So in the event of, say, a hurricane where you've got high winds and you've got flooding, those conditions around the city are going to be reported into the EOC. And if it's a situation where Public Works needs to respond to clear the road, they're going to know that, dispatch a team out to get the trees or the branches out of the road, or to mitigate floodwaters that rise. And so that the rest of those folks who work in the EOC, or the rest of those first responders, police, fire, etc., can go out and can respond and keep vital thoroughfares open to traffic for those emergency responders to get through or for people to evacuate. And then obviously just to clear the way and restore vital capacity and capability to citizens after the event. I mean, you think about things that we kind of take for granted, like running water or maybe trees that fall on power lines or into the roads. And Public Works is the agency who goes out and reestablishes those services and opens those vital thoroughfares to get back to normal.
And it's very easy to just think about those big events that happen, like the huge snowfall when the plows are coming through and we're very grateful for them, or the hurricanes when they're coming through and moving trees off the road. But you're right, you kind of stepped into something interesting that it really is, it takes that day-to-day work to get the city to a place where it can quickly and efficiently respond to these disasters. I mean, even as simple as picking up garbage every day. I mean, think about what our city would be like if we didn't have such reliable weekly garbage collection. So it really gets down into the details.
Absolutely. I mean, Public Works first responders, it's 24/7, 365. The need to respond to situations that arise that threaten the infrastructure and vital services to the city. We need always to be prepared for that. That's what first response is by definition. And Public Works here in Chesapeake has a huge team, over 450 individuals that work together to ensure that all of those needs are met for our citizens in a timely fashion to keep everyone comfortable, safe, and happy.
Now, they might not wear uniforms, although some of them do. And sometimes you'll see them in a marked city car. Sometimes you won't. But you are going to start noticing this. behind us on their vehicles, on their hard hats. Tell us a little bit about where this symbol came from and why you felt it was important to put those onto vehicles and hard hats and that kind of thing.
Absolutely. The most important part of an awareness campaign is imaging, is the front-facing iconography, that citizens can see and they can identify kind of a brand with. So the American Public Works Association developed this Public Works First Responder logo. And you'll notice that the colors are black, orange, like safety orange, and white. And if you think about when you're on a scene where there's road work or where you need to be careful and look out for workers, you often see these colors on cones and on barrels. It's that safety orange that is most often associated with public works professionals across the country. So it made perfect sense when coming up with a symbol that people could identify with public works, that APWA used these colors. And we've taken the initiative to put this symbol on the back of our vehicles, on vests, on hard hats, anywhere you'd see these professionals out doing their jobs, as a way to remind citizens, these are the professionals that are here to ensure that your city is safe and that in the event of an emergency, they're going to be out there when nobody else is to get those services back to normal and to keep everyone safe and comfortable.
I love it. They do incredible work around our city. We're so grateful for them. And like you were mentioning, we know to move over for police and fire trucks, give them distance. Same thing for these workers while we're talking about it. If you see them alongside the road, let's make sure to give them room.
Absolutely. They're out there working really hard, and it's important. It's kind of a team effort to keep everyone safe so they can get the job done and open those roads up as soon as possible.
Jason, great information. Thank you so much for being here. We'll have you back for more info later.
Thanks, Liz.
That does it for this edition of Peak Life. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Elizabeth Vaughn. We'll see you next time.